Ndị be anyị kelere m unu. Asị m ka ụbọchị nke taa mara na anyị na mma. Anyị si ka nke onye chiri ya zelụ. Dịka o si dị, ya bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si na-ewetara unu ya bụ ozi dịka anyị si kwuo n'ngwa. Anyị ga-ewetara unu update n'elu akwụkwọ pasta maka ya bụ ihe na-eme n'obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya. Anụ nwere onwe ụmụ Igbo na-azọ, anụ ụmụ Biafra na-azọ n'elu akwụkwọ. Unu n'anya n'elu akwụkwọ, onye na-afụ n'elu akwụkwọ bụ nwanne anyị nwaanyị bụ Dr. Kemi Lawrence nwere nnukwu ozi wetara iru akwụkwọ, mana ya bụ ife bụ ihe abụọ ka anyị ji maka ya wee bịa. Nke eze bụ ihe Dr. Kemi Lawrence kwuru gbasara maka Nnamdi Kanu recently and Biafran Prime Minister and the Biafran freedom and the war anọ na 1960. Alright, the two things ka o wetara n'iru akwụkwọ. Then nke abụọ bụ nke Dele Falotomi kwuru, mana unu ihe egogodi nke a, then anyị na-abịa na nke ahụ nke Dele kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ. Alright, over to you.
This is the Biafra war again, secretly. But all the killings that have been going on in the metropolitan areas of Igbo land, they stick it to IPOB. They stick it to Masab. They stick it to ESN. They stick it to all the Inamdi Kanu groups, and they feel that we don't know what's going on. People know what's going on. They're not going to talk. The media is the wrong person to even go meet. The Nigerian media is the worst in the world. I don't know if I'm the first to say it. Maybe other people have said it. Not because they're just owned by the politicians and businessmen. And the journalists in there are puppets to these people. They're puppets. They can't do anything unless they do what they are told. They know the truth in what I am talking about, and they're not going to tell the ordinary Nigerians. The DSS. You are supposed to be the Homeland Security for Nigeria. Checking the homeland. People are being killed left, right, and center in Nigeria, north, south, east, west. The defense headquarters, always shouting on Twitter, always shouting on X, no action. We cannot have a defense headquarters and a military not doing enough for Nigerians. Nigerians are getting killed every day, and this has to stop. The international community gives you money to fight all this insecurity, but what do? You share it amongst yourself. We've seen that with Jonathan's administration and others. Nigerian governors are sponsoring terrorism. They're financing terrorism. And all you could do is go arrest one Simon Ekpa in, Finland? Somebody that's just doing his internet propaganda. That's all you can do. That's the best you can do. At least he's given some awareness to what's going on. Everybody has their own groups. My message today is about what happened yesterday. All right? What happened yesterday in Enugu? In some of the communities there was violence. Fulani militia showed up. I don't like calling them herdsmen because they're not herdsmen. Herdsmen are people that actually guard their cows and feed and graze, without any violence. Farmers and herders are supposed to be working hand in hand. These are Fulani militias, strategically placed in Igbo land to buy the people. They did it with Ebonyi. Now, you see that governor over there in Ebonyi state, that new governor, the young guy, he's doing so much work in that state. He has revamped that state so much. Okay, I even heard he built a new radio station, as in the government radio station. He revamped it and everything so that the media can be in the forefront of what's going on in Ebonyi state. I know the former governor was very old and things. People lost their lives in that state. At least that's one governor doing well. What about Enugu? What about Imo? What about all these places? Imo State, I've told you guys, it's full of herdsmen running your state and buying you one by one. Who is next? They stick to the metropolitan area. Make it look like it's IPOB and ESN. Okay? And the army gives all this false information online. Yes, the army. When General Lagbacha died, I was the one that reported that he was secretly flown abroad and died, and they brought him home. The government announced he died yesterday in Lagos. Just lies. When Abakari, the chief of staff, died during the Buhari administration, I was the one that told you this guy's been dead for COVID for 2 weeks. They did not announce till 2 weeks later. They delay everything. But here I am, I'm telling you everything, and some of you are still saying that, I heard that you were a mad woman. I heard that you were mentally unstable. You heard, until you heard about your own. Bye.
And by Guadaludi Neno, I couldn't if Dr. Kemi Lawrence Kowa Niru Akwụkwọ dịka o si wee dị na o dogo ewu doo ọkụkọ anya na Nigerian media bụ scam. They are scammers. Nigerian media is a pure scam. Then gee ihe Dele kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ gbasara maka Biafra and the Igbo region. Then ka chịkọtazie ya bụ ife.
The Nigerian state has been at war with Ndi Igbo and it has not stopped since 1966. Not that it has ever stopped being at war with every other part of Nigeria, but Ndi Igbo has been more or less like the testing ground for all of the evils of the Nigerian state. If it does not find the way to make peace based on justice with Ndi Igbo, the persecution of a man who merely speaks and acts on behalf of a people merely guarantees his martyrdom, and it merely ensures the end of this system. Now, if we have said that the only validity that the Nigerian state has in holding on to Mazi is a function of the fact that he has repudiated the legitimacy of the Nigerian state, and as I do the same as well, the Nigerian state is illegitimate. It is essentially, as I have said, a slave plantation. How does it explain that in the same country there are so many people who are busy strolling around with AK-49, AK-47s, M16, all kind of arms enabled, mollycoddled by the Nigerian state? Why is it possible that a Sheikh Gumi can be speaking on behalf of the terrorists, but it is impossible for Buhari's ears, which hears the Gumi persuasions, not to hear what Ohanes and Igbo have been asking of him? Free the man, engage in fruitful deliberations. If the man has adopted and picked up arms against the state, it's because the state itself has never taken his leg off his neck. I keep remembering, and I've repeated this today, I believe it was General Philip Effiong when he was delivering the instrument of surrender. I believe he said to, was it Obasanjo or Gowon? I can't remember who now. He said, I believe it was Obasanjo actually. He said, treat these people well, or their children will rebel against you. He wasn't a prophet. He was merely a man who knew the consequences of injustice. The first condition of the human spirit is a constant yearning and quest for justice. If you do not treat a people with justice, you're demanding that they must self-abnegate and accept a state of slavery for you to have peace. Nigeria will not have peace until there is justice available to all and sundry.
Ndị be anyị gwadalụ nne nnukwu n'isi wee na-esoro anyị n'ilu akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nketa na Eastern News 24. Dịka unu tọrọ ntị na bụrụ sọsọ ntị m dị, mana nọ m n'unu nụrụ ife the unfair and injustice a na-eme ndị Igbo. Unu gee ntị, unu nụrụ ife Kemi kwuru na mbido izi gbasara maka the lies about Nigerian media, and the father to me when na-ekwu the injustice a na-eme ndị Igbo n'obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya. Okay, the question now is it a crime to seek for freedom? Is it a crime to seek for freedom? The only thing Maazị Nnamdi Kanu committee is osele si make sure na Port Harcourt refinery na-arụ ọrụ and si nye ọkụ 24 hours, good hospital, ka subsidize ya electricity and water. And then make sure na seaport eberetere na side a na ọ na-arụ ọrụ. Tosi ife a ka obi ọjọọ o mere ewee kpọrọ ya kpọchie. Then the question is, locking Maazị Nnamdi Kanu or detaining him in DSS custody, can he solve this problem? Can he solve this unfair and injustice ndị Igbo na-etini mkpu ya? Nigerian media, it has come to a point that you people will start telling the people the truth, because the hope of a power man is a media. Because what if I na ya? The only crime Maazị Nnamdi Kanu committee and Simon Ekpa committee they know about that fairness, equity, and justice. Those are all those things. Baalo, those people meddle. Ejiwe na achụ adefa. Ogwuna ka ham n'ọnụ ụmụ Igbo. Mma napụ nnukwu kwuo obi m n'obi na gbasara maka ihe ndị a niile nọ n'iru akwụkwọ ewetara n'ụbọchị nkata na Eastern News 24. Ngwa nke mesịa.